12:44 p.m. Invite LR to co-host now. 22-minute. So I'm gonna do 22-minute trance rest. 10 floor, 10 feet. So my yoga takes the stance of being in a chair, on the floor, or on my feet. And I thank the Lord for it. Like, you know my comings, you know my goings, you know my sitting downs and my rising ups. So I think there's very many practical prayers in scripture that are not classified as yoga because they come from a different place. But the place of, I want my steps to be ordered today. Yeah, to be sure of them for not falling. What's good? Is that a picture or are you that still? Oh, that's a picture. So I'm just going to watch the pup for like 2 more minutes. And then I'm going to invite her to watch me paint, I guess. TikTok says you shouldn't drive or go live with unattended children. So this idea of the unattended pets too. I've noticed it, like they're barking in the background and it makes me feel a little bad. Like, oh gosh, I don't know what they're barking at. I don't know. Oh, look at my cilantro. Oh my gosh, cilantro's back. B is back and I feel good inside. I need some motivation. Looking for a new vibration, yeah. I'm on that same foundation. I'm building my own foundation. Hold up. Oh, baby, baby, you won't break my soul. Oh, baby. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. I'm telling everybody. Everybody. I just fell in love. I just quit my job. I gotta find a new driver. Damn, they'll work me so damn hard. I work my 9. I've been off past 5. And they work my nerves, that's why I get no sleep at night. Oh, what's good, boo-boo baby? Y'all send those heart me's. Jeez Louise, it costs a penny. Tip me pennies. I'm like a stripper on a stage or something. Let me see if this can be in there. I have done it. I'm making a sculpture scarecrow. So I don't really want scarecrows because I don't know. Are the birds driven away by this? I'm looking at this one. Sort of in this garden installation that I hope to be able to take somewhere. Or just have it be a luxury at the house. I say, I like abstract art. I like clunky junky art. This is part of clunky junky. So clunky junky is a recent art movement. It's after the fentanyl epidemic in the United States is sort of when it arose. So whatever the drugs are, it's the idea that there are people that do drugs and make art and that their art should be validated. There are also the idea that there are people who do not do drugs and still use art as a drug. And those are less validated. They are on a high horse thinking that they're not sipping on dopamine and oxytocin just from whatever it is that they decide to paint or not paint. So let me get hey, what's good? I was just about to paint or start. I'm trying to set the music so that I don't have to talk the whole time. But I'm going to try to annotate it, like, what is it that I'm doing? And let me see if I can get the dual camera back on. Nope, no more dual camera. Okay. So I go bye-bye for now. Hello. We have Shaw Woman, not on the store yet, coming soon. We've got Dreamy on the store, $30, original painting, 16 by 20 inches. You kind of can't get better than that. And Hatsui here, $27, original painting on recycled paper, both of them 2025. So paintings from this year, early young and career, I'd be like, get them before it's a relic. So I'm doing just the black outlines today. Oh, Mimi T, boom, boom, what's up? What's good? Welcome back. So I'm gonna clean my brush. Just wipe it. Cool. I'm gonna give it, it's got a little wetness, that's good. So where am I starting this from? Let me start this from the bottom. So this was my figures study of how many figures could I put into a painting to make the figure the pattern. Let me see. Cool. So we've got our first figure here. Oops. I forgot that it had this hair situation happening. Lord, help me balance this camera just for the live, I guess. Let me just give some of the facial hairs and some of this like baby hairs. You know, you gotta lay them baby hairs. Cool. And then I've got this circle kind of thing happening. Swoop-de-swoop. And this one happening. Yes, there are no mistakes in painting. Not happy errors, not happy mistakes. I'm gonna come against Bob Ross and all the Bob Ross sites that say that, aren't you like Bob Ross? And I think that that is a very high compliment, but our philosophies of painting seem to differ. Like, one, he's doing painting on a public television show on a platform where he's probably not allowed to have a religion there because it's public. That man is induced to beauty. I don't know how he finds it or sees the things and can break them down and give them good energy to you going to sleep. I like the one with the smile. You can see a smile? Where? I'd be trying to find him. But thank you though. I could be using a much smaller brush, but I'm kind of trying to keep it aesthetically clunky junky. Like, I'm going that way. It's very movement that way. I'm just saying that I don't have to worry about it. I just want the name Clunky Junky to become the two yellow ones. Oh, very cool. Awesome. I'm trying to figure out what these all are. So I painted it last night. Not in a drunken stupor, but I don't know. At night when I paint, it's always a little bit more mystery. Like, find the figure, find the painting. You gotta trap it while it's still wet. Yes, that's the way that I paint. That I find it nice to have sort of two layers on top of each other and to be able to do them at separate times. Because I think an hour for an activity is a long time. So that's me coming into my elder era. How about all of the celebrities that are in an era come to that era? My maturity era. And so whatever these new eras everyone's entering in, like, I wish them all well. How are those New Year's resolutions going, by the way? I wished everyone well in a pity party. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to bless the people who chose New Year's resolutions. and to flaunt them in people's faces and to have a New Year's resolution and to they be shaming people if you don't have one. Like, new year, new me. I don't know about you, but I'm going this way. And so I think it's like, it's one of those American holidays that I do without. Um, it's like Rosh Hashanah to me. Like, that's their religion. They believe in new under the sun. They believe in, um, I don't know, in change that's radical, that happens only by your own effort. Where I do have a possibility where I'd be thinking of God as the change. Like, well, where am I aiming, God? Where's my heart at, God? So now I'm in October, and I didn't realize it's almost been a year of live streaming as the medium that I'm working on, where the paintings end up being collateral to the live experience. So in my, test it out, study it, see how it works, I lose consciousness about what's going on around me or my immediate surroundings in order to focus on the picture that's in the frame. I think that's like, that should not be so. Like, there's a way to maintain consciousness and still be doing the damn thing. Shit. No, I'm kidding. Doing the thing. So today I'm trying to be a little bit more productive and careful. What I'm doing is itemizing where are the changes in gradient or the changes in hue, and outlining those differences with this really thick ink. So I'm using a side of this blade brush. And it's very, very thick. I know that if I use a smaller one, it would look more detailed, but I don't think that those details will stand out from afar. And I think that the collection of them all being done with the same style of brush for the thickness should look like something, if ever they are to be assembled as like a 3-dimensional display. I want to make sculptures out of my paintings, like to have them stacked in a round, like not to say it's a pyramid scheme, but maybe a comment on the pyramid scheme of art. Like, I'm not from the art university, I'm not from the museum, I'm not from the like bourgeoisie side of town where we have an art gallery here. I'm from the other side of the sticks. So whatever that is, like, museum was not in my family home. I'm not complaining. Just these are the why art? How art? Art is salvific to me. Art saved me. I got bullied a lot in school. In the United States. So I went to school in Germany, in Waycross, Georgia, and Clarksville, Tennessee, before coming to Columbus, Georgia. And when I came to Columbus, Georgia, that's when the heat started. So we end up, my brother and I, being bused to a public school on the other side of town by some crude instrumentation of an integration effort in my lifetime, as in order to integrate the white schools, they bused the black students to the rich white schools. So I didn't know that at the time of my elementary. That's probably why I had so many problems, because I know that side of town to be racist. They are racist, and part of my history is having to go to their school, Club View. So now I look at it and it's like, I don't know, Club View sounds like why is a public school a club view? And it's these probably very rich families on that very rich side of town going to that very rich school. And silly me, I'm in the gifted program. I read books on the playground. I speak well and the teachers favor me. And that was not so hot for cool points of I'm the hall monitor that snitches. I'm telling you to do it. So I'm snitching with that. So to do away with me. So all of those things are to describe what bullying was like to me. Being chased on the playground with rocks and stones with another boy while they called us gay. Being called a queer at 5th grade. So 5th grade is pretty young to be having to be introduced to such topics as queer identity politics. But when I was about 25, the queer is what I consider Jesus. I consider Jesus to be the queerest of them all. Like he said, no wife, no kids, no hoe, no side piece. I've got me and my bride, my body. And he says you can have in too. So I'm trying to get in that body. All those members. Ooh, yummy. I finally reached out to a local church about showing my work. And it's a church that I used to go to. We left for many unspoken reasons. I don't really know why. Just whatever their tithing spectacle is, I remember that. And it being very emotional, very crowd winning, very give us the money winning. What's up, Kelly and Profeta Libertad? Is that Spanish? Oh, this is Basquiat's like little sample in here. It's not a very good Basquiat. This person has really big rounded features. But last night I saw these locks appear and I thought I have to keep those in. Those are nice. So you guys see the little Basquiat guy? He looks more like Andy Warhol, whoever this is. So I like this black. It's a good dark black. It's ivory black. It dries lighter on top of paint color. So I'm noticing just a layer or some of them as translucent because I'm pressing very lightly to get the paint onto the paper. Usually I say to press it hard, and that's when spreading paint. So when spreading paint, I think of it, you want to get the full brush stroke, the length in there. When I'm outlining, so I'm trying to get the thin side. So I've got one more section of this, and then I'm going to change the angle. Darn it. I think my 20 minutes is up. This whole painting was supposed to be done. I gave myself 20 minutes to cover this with black outlines. And so I thought I measured well. I thought I counted the cost. So time and cost counting is one thing. Do I have the cost of what it takes for me to work out today? Well, I keep saying I'm standing up. That's part of the workout of a yoga. It's just actually to be on the feet, to be ready to endeavor anything. Because I don't know if the yoga or the workout is the event. I think that's a very American way of seeing things. Like, get in the gym, yeah, rock on, everybody. Let's do a cool music and have a spirit. And so that spirit doesn't appeal to me of gym activity or home. I don't have a gym. I have a home. So I'm very much so like, what feel comfortable or in the home to work out, or why to work out in the home at all? I think it's quite invasive because the only reason I work out is to please other people. I think God softens my body. Times when I've been away with God, I just come out thicker. Like, because I'm thinking about something, I'm using the calories for something else in the brain work of to make the activity purely physical or purely spiritual is to say that you don't care about what the activity is. Yeah, I don't really care what the activity is when it comes to working out. So I be taking abuse from yogis, from critics, from old dance masters of ways that are, to me, they're over athletic. Like, these people are not winning a race. These people are not in competition. The issue of the dance world that I see is that people are in competition of a job market that tells them that they actually have to be thinner and more muscular or less muscular in order to get the job. So that's unfair practices that I haven't seen too much of it. I just know that there were no plus size people in any of the dance companies that I danced with. I think Solana's the thickest one, and she's like tall also, and a really, really good technician. So the thickest company I work with was Movement of the People. Movement of the People is so cool. She's mixedy dixty. I think she's black and some type of Jewish from Brooklyn, from the Bronx. And she does like Greek tragedy and the Brazilian candomblé research of the Orisha. I don't know. She's the first person that ever really told me that I was magic. And I got scared. She said, "It's okay that you're late, you're magic." And I thought that that meant that I have no technique, that I'm not a good dancer, that I just do magic. And so it's something that hit me really hard of trying to not do magic. To say that magic is something that's for sale, unfortunately, it's something that gets you ahead. I was watching Disney Magic this morning, learning about Froggers. So what I'm not meditating about, my omissions, where this goes, who it goes to, it's a very luxurious way of saying that there's more to the art of it than my hand can handle. So recently in Psalms or in the Chronicles, David is described as having written a letter by the hand of God, that God moved his hand in order to write the letter. That moves me so sincerely to want that. I am jealous, God. Can you move my hand to write a picture? Like, of all of the studies of the things that we yield to, pictographs are just not taught in schools, and they should be. They make it like some old magic religion or something, but hieroglyphs are hieroglyphs. We had to learn those. A pictograph is something different than a hieroglyph. A hieroglyph would be one little marking. Like, so if I do like an owl or a swan, something, that's the glyph. The pictograph is what happens when all of those glyphs are on the same image. So I'm looking at it as a contemporary way to bite back at the archaeology and the social sciences, to say that they're not studying everyone. They're only studying certain people of the past who are dead and cannot defend their work. I wish that they would study with serious and supreme archaeology. What is the fuck is Harry Potter pictographing? They do study Harry Potter. She's white. But there's many more voices of people that, if indigenous anything is a concern, are indigenous, have been naturalized to the places that they live, i.e. plain Jane Americana, who have stories to tell for a very young civilization that is the United States, called the Americas. So the entire Western, whatever the Americas are today, like, kudos indigeneity for bringing it to become indigenous, take over colonized land. But despite that, that's what happened with all of the lands. So if you're defending Gaza, you are defending a piece of history that is the Lord giving Israel to whomever the Lord wills. So Israel has not always been so conquered a people, but pretty much has not been the victor in everything. So to be a state today that has any relevance, I think that they're withdrawing, or they're like omitting the opportunity to tell the world why. That their love and belief in a deity keeps them promised to the land above anyone else. And it's shocking that the whole world is under religious superstition, because some people believe that Ishmael is a rightful heir, and some people believe that Israel is the rightful heir. And it goes back to having faith at all. So Abraham fathered many, many, many peoples of faith. The first one to walk with faith, allegedly. So I look at it critically, like the evolution of humanity into society, into civilization. These people had a civilization. These people had a society. Whatever it is, this nomadic person that does not have a land to call his own is given and blessed with all of the children of faith in the world. So these issues of like Palestine conflict, Israel conflict, I don't know. I feel like that Egyptian minister who turns around and says, well, why were they black when they left, and when they came back, they were white? And so I'm looking at the Byzantine Empire forced Turkish conversions on people. So people were forcibly made to worship Yah as Jews, or as a Jew is it's a very charged word, because in all of Jewish history, they don't use the word Jews to explain themselves. They are Israelites. They actually say where they're from, like from what I'm reading in the text. So you've got the Moabites and the Cushites and the Israelites, and they're a mixed multitude thanks to Ephraim and Egypt. So I love my work mixed is coming along in thought. It's the idea that Israel is super mixed genetic nation. It's strange that all of them are Ashkenazi in the land. So when Israel first opened the land back to all the Jews, guess who was denied entrance? The Sephardic Jews, who have a longer Torah observant history than any of them. And they were rejected. They're now accepted, I guess, as far as what birthright is considered. But there was birthright on my college community campus, on my university campus, maybe. Meaning people that were preaching it's a birthright to go to Israel, and if you can prove your Jewish ancestry, here's a free trip. I was so deep in scriptures, I was mad. I was jealous. I was like, dang, my Lord is actually from there. Like I'm in this spiritual family. Why don't they see me and see that I would like a free trip to Israel too? And it's not for study, it's like a pure vacation. Like not a research grant, just giving out plane tickets and a whole free trip sponsored. So this idea of Zionism, I haven't piped up or down about it. It's an interesting topic of people that will dismiss Kanye West but won't read what he's read. Won't perform the things that he performed. There's something written in the urgency of his voice and in his music that to me says it's an important thought. He's standing up for people that actually are allowed to have a thought. Most people aren't allowed to have thoughts. They give their thoughts to masters, to jobs, to children. Thoughts take all day to untangle. Like I think of it a little like hair, like thoughts get nappy. Thoughts get dry or thoughts get oily. Thoughts spread. So you see those little eyes there just peeping out. This is my little figures study for Sacred Scrolls. The previous, I don't know if I'm going back to Sacred Scrolls or just calling it The Scrolls. So it's The Scrolls 2025. And it's imitating the narratives that I find of naming important things to be remembered from scripture in a way that's not necessarily balanced by real scripture, by giving a precedence to a list that Isaiah said, or painting the thing that Jeremiah wanted, or finding out what would Paul, I don't know, those are imaginative to me. Like what would Paul think if he were a painter? And I think he would have a picture of some books. He would have a picture of a cloak. Like he would be like, look, these are the things that I need. Can you give them to me? And now I think, oh, that's cute. I should think of that. Like, what can I have that prisoners can be gifted or afforded to their cells, like, or in their institutions? What can the institutionalized person take from my work? What can I give? So it's not about them taking. They can take anything they want. Giving says, like, I don't know, a really good gift, you wouldn't ever even think about it. You wouldn't know that it was coming. Like, I want that work to be kind of like that. This is gorgeous. It looks a little superhero-y. It's giving me like Marvel DC vibes. And the strange diversity of figures and cast. Look at this lip. It's so big. And then let me get these cool glasses. And then some eyebrow. Then it's got like a balance and a book on its head. Boom. So we got like this model with the high top fade over here. Y'all see her? It's always Deanna, but... And I will always love you. Cool. Let me just put this like... Deanna's my soft friend. So this is my yoga day. So I'm choosing... Oh, let me show the yoga. Meaning it's warming my back and it's showing weaknesses in my back because I'm trying to do a little bit more of a forward tilted lean instead of a curve or a hunch. So you've seen those videos where the yoga teacher is like, I'm giving that to myself right now. So let me make sure my tail's down. Bam. How did that look? Was that a nice stroke? Because I can only see what I see, and it's not realistic to give someone a POV of painting. But I think Bob Ross is a genius, found a way to get his back and his side, and he set the painting up. I still paint on flat surfaces. Um, this music is cool. I don't know how to sing or jive to it. It's very jazzy. Um, Meaning, I don't know. Something about jazz be like, it just don't make sense. Jazz music be an experiment. It's a science. I think jazz is more of a science or a spiritual experience. And I mean, it's one of those things you can train in jazz all that you want, but if you're not an interesting enough soul to make the experiment count, you'll probably just be copying what you've heard of jazz. Now I'm like, damn it. They just be doing riffles and runs like. Ow, ow, ow. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah, this one I think of. I'm so humble. I want a servant to be like my ballet or my ballet servant. Um, and that sucks, right? So I'm asking for a servant that is more technically proficient than me to serve me, helping me become better. Yeah, I just don't know where the body's supposed to be at things like this. Well, it's a view from God. It's an aerial view of the thing that says I can see above it, not within it. Um, Someone told me yesterday I needed to lose weight, or to gain weight. I'm sorry, to gain weight. That I was too small, and I was looking what's the word? Emaciated, because I have tiny little arms and such large rib cage, and I'm like, there's no fat on my ribs. There's a little here and some here. But to say that I needed to gain weight, I'm like, but I'm not shredded. I'm not cut. I've always been small. Um, but the idea of body positivity, um, I just don't know how I'm to gain the weight if all I ever lift is a pen or a paintbrush or a phone. But I know that there's a proper stacking of the body that if I set it right or train it right, it takes the muscular, like the vitality in everything. So the way that you hold a cup, the way that you get in or out of bed, the way that you do or don't go into a chair or the floor, those things are, I'll call them lifestyle, fashion. They're a fashion choice. Like the form that I use to occupy clothes says the clothes aren't as important as me in the clothes or as the person in the clothes. So what's tough about this is I want for these to be fashion. I just don't know a reason for people to wear cartoons on their face anymore or on their person. Meanwhile, I'm looking at a logo for Buckeyes on my shirt, for instance, that has a history of its involvement of a gas station store and of service and whatever a cult phenomena is. Bucky's is. Do y'all have Bucky's where you're at? Have you ever heard of Bucky's? It's like a gas station spot. They have like pulled barbecue sandwiches and stuff. But it's just it's like a 7-Eleven, but but better. It's like a high-end convenience store at high-end pricing. That place is expensive. My family financed it last year, and I got this T-shirt that I think was in such a cool color. Um, it's like salmon or one of those bougie colors, so it's a nice kind of pink. Does anyone want to join me in like a asana, pranayama, yoga practice? Um, the idea is it will help me like spot treat some of the places in the body that get antsy or tense or itchy. Um, this isn't very flattering of a look. Let me see, where do I want to flatter myself? Yeah, TikTok keeps saying that my videos aren't approved to help tell the story of what happens on live. And I use video clips that TikTok suggests from the live. Like, how stupid is TikTok? So TikTok finds an edit on it and says that has nothing to do with live. And I think, TikTok, you're the one that pushes my live or doesn't push my live. You're the one that invites people to my live automatically. TikTok is the one that's responsible for the audience. So what I can't control is myself in an audience because I'm constantly reacting to a crowd. So that's when it gets into a religious place. I like yoga that does not have a crowd. Other people like yoga to do it in front of someone, like, ooh. But we are given that visualization technique of everything that you do it as though heartily, as for the master alone. So I have a practice that is pretty much that. Think of it like, well, what does God think about me having to do reps? God thinks it's a tragedy in the American economic spirit that my lifestyle is not active enough to lead me into athleticism anymore. I have to make choices to do it. Little flat bag. I need some water on this. There we go. Oops, a little light. Let's get this. Yeah, this paint stinks. Yeah, making sure it's a paint. It smells a little bit like boo-boo. That's something that I want to be cognizant about. Like, I don't know how oil paintings smell. I just imagine like a frankincense and myrrh oil painting, like bigger, glamorouser, like the most expensive oil on the paint, the most expensive pigments, and those are dreams. Like, well, the idea is I could be using ink from a snail from the backyard, or sourcing a stain. Like, I think next season I want to source the Java beans and use them as a stain. So learn how to make Java from the Java plant growing in the yard, and then learn how to color things with it. So that'll be like, of my sustainable interests, it's very, I have a poverty-centric vision of art. Like, use what you have. You got to use what you got to get what you want. It's very much so of the Players Club. But when that girl that got Ebony, when she was talking to Diamond, he said, you got to use what you got to get what you want. He like pulled her panties. And that for me was like mind blown. Like, I take the knowledge and advice from the Mary Magdalene from the Cardi B from the one who's actually a professional dancer. So it was one professional dancer to another saying, I don't know, Larry, you don't have that much dance experience professionally, but tell us what it was like. It's like being a stripper. You get paid like $50 for a gig, $500 for a gig, but you have to rehearse 3 months to do it. And so there's no way that they can say that the experience is worth it. I mean, the experience is, I think God got you, right? God got you. Like, whatever the experience you have is going to be worth it. Um, it's very underpaid when you consider that strippers can get more, just get more money. And because they're not selling sex, it's still legal. But why is it a taboo field? And so I like when Cardi B says that she's a ballerina, because I think she's in the ballet of the people. Like, I don't know many other professions or places that people go where they're still dancing. I think they're still dancing probably in the clubs, but I don't do that. They're probably dancing in high schools and around school events. There's dancing at reception for weddings. But my lifestyle and my family in the place that I'm in my adulthood, people dance around working out. People dance around the kitchen. People dance in the one room into the other room. People dance in the shower. And now I think of dancing as anything that's physical. If you give the attention to what it appears from on the outside, give the attention to the rhythmic flow of it, or the energy, or the vibe, then it's a dance. And not really a yoga. Yes. I don't know, it's a dance, not a yoga. So I'm gonna do a dance later that's inspired by yoga. Because I don't know if I'm fully equipped to give a yoga, but I know that I can give a dance. Dance is a little like, everybody can do it, everybody's called to it. There's no wrong answer in dance. In yoga, there's a lot of wrong language. You like the Bucky shirt? Thank you. You see this little guy? And then I'm like, why? Why am I wearing a bucktooth build hat? Like, what is it, a beaver? It's just a funny looking logo, but out of my own childhood, I didn't have my two front teeth until I was 7. So I actually got made fun of a lot about having buck teeth. And it used to hurt, but now I think it's just funny. Like, why is there no medical explanation for how my teeth got knocked out and didn't grow back in for 5 years? I was too young to remember, right? Whatever the lasting impressions of getting it from everyone, from my dad, from people at school, from my uncles and aunties. So a lot of inside family joking about bucktooth Larry, who had no front teeth, and then when they finally grew in, they were buck teeth. So for Buckies, I don't know. I just hope that there's no racist history of it. I don't know, my worst nightmare, that there's a way to hold the mouth so severely that it causes the person looking at you to adjust their mouth. Well, that's natural. It's kind of in the communication of nonverbal communication. It says, oh, all the queens to the front and the doms in the back. The queen is living her life like she needs to, and it's from an authoritative position. The dominant person is doing it on purpose in order to be given not an authority, but a fear, a respect, a submission to someone that is in whatever is supposed to be lower or is supposed to be in a submission to them. I understand this is very catty kind of play, but, well, for example, I remember one night at dance, we had to leave practice at 6 and then come back at 7 to dance until 11. We were doing so poorly in the show. And I was the dominant dancer. I was the premier male dancer of that cast. And it got evil to me. They made this other white boy, it's a jumping step. They made us do it together until he got it right. And they kept telling him to reference me. I felt embarrassed. I felt bad. I thought, he's the ballet dancer. He does these things better than me. But what I'm looking back at now is I had like a spirit of dance that that goes through. It be there. And I don't think that it's fair to force other people into someone else's life. But we were all there for it. Like, we just that abuse. It's abuse. It's abuse of people. But we took that abuse because we believed in performance, and we weren't even hired for student cast. So when I think of how much dedication and fervor was in my non-student, I was out of school, but most of the kids were in school, college. So I still refer to college students as kids, from my experience of having to work with them. And then I want to be Nara Smith right now. And then I take the last paintbrush stroke. I give the painting a look. Oh, we're almost done. I'm obsessed with this new painting. I wish I could do it. I feel so much to put this down. I just didn't know it was pretty fresh romance. Hey, what's good? How Android can tell me about your life. I'm an Apple person, and all I ever hear is bad things about Apple. What's happening on the Android side of the earth? I know it's like programmable widgets and apps, and you have to like program your device. When I say I write Apple social, it gives suggestions. It says, here's your time-lapse video. Here's your video best of spring 25. And Google's doing the same thing now. Oh, I encourage Google Photos people, or Google One, just to store any kind of memories, not even for the professional world, but just for my own photos. It's now produced 2 books for me. I have the best of spring 2025 and the best of fall summer 2025. And they're very deeply personal, but the more I'm starting to look at them, I want them to become like in my collection or category of things available on the store. It's a book with a guy and his dog and his art in it, and there's no words in it, but would you buy a book that's just about somebody? It's about some guy? Andre Leon Talley has sales, has fans, has an audience. I don't know what they published, but when he was on Top Model, he told that girl with her pose that she could be in somebody's boudoir. That means in their bedroom for like a sexy picture. And I have pictures that are like that in there. But imagining now, I want to be in somebody's foyer. Like, it's such a strong style of like composition that I know it stands out as still too specific in content. I see it as every single mark is an invention of a story. And to tell a story that has relatively low meaning except for it exists, like places in the mind where things overlap, where they're clear, where you know where everything is, that state exists. And I like to be in that state. I get knocked off from that state by activities like giving my face to the TikTok live and to the painting at the same time. It's dramatic, and I'm not saying follow me. I'm saying listen to me doing art therapy out loud because I don't know where else to do it. If I could teach anything and leave you with anything, it's that you have agency, not freedom. So I would say praying for you to have agency, not just freedom. Freedom means that maybe I give freedom a bad rep. I think I like liberation. I like liberty. Freedom says that you've been set free. And if you're set free from a benefactor, or if I get set free from my sponsors, the money doesn't come in. If you get set free from your job, the money doesn't come in. So I want to be a bondservant. I'm thinking, where else can I go and serve some 12 years again? Because that's almost what I gave my life to dance in. That will be not a memory of dance, but something different, something better, like a gift. Like I want a good gift. we're done. So let's see it. Side A. I think this is number 5. Scroll number 5. Oh, this one's very colorful. Very cool. You can see the people. I didn't think you were going to be able to see it, but there's figures in here, which is cool to me. Let me see. Can I pose with it? Right? This is when people are like, why are all the models so skinny? So I look at someone that has a little bit of fabric to use and like, whoop, that's all you get. And it's a tank top tube dress, right? And it has like cords that go around the back. And then I think, would a starlet wear this? Would some like teeny bopper wear this? Who would wear this to the club? And it's a strip of paper with some strings on it. But of having things on hand as a drafter, as someone that sketches, always good eyes and herringbone. So that took about 20 minutes. I think it took like a little longer, but let me get the close up of it. So I have loosely in my atmosphere, in my constellation, the idea of clothes being available on the store. So I'm designing all of the drafts of the type of graphics that I want. And the questions for me now are, do I export them to a designer who has like a good price or print on demand, or do I try to design clothes myself? I say nay. I'm not trying to design clothes myself. Clothes myself say, I don't know, I would have to cut something here to make for the sleeve. I would have to probably add something if it is a sleeve, but if it's like a tank top, I would have to finish the back of it and have something for the back. But it says that my sample size is still so small. This is like 1 foot. So I don't know why we measure our waists in inches instead of feet. It's like, is anyone looking that hard at how many feet is it around? So we probably got like 3 feet of space natural of being an adult, but some of these little blacks, like when I said that it dries really, really light, here's an example. I thought that this was enough black, and then it's not. So it creates an illusion of almost a monochromatic, even though it's very colorful. The pattern of it is, it becomes like a grid where you actually have to, if you want to see something interesting, you just have to start looking at the details. So I see 1, 2, all of my other figures got blasted. 3, 4, 5. Cool. 6, 7. Oh, a dog, kind of. 8. This was my kind of dog. Like a ghost dog, maybe. I'm just trying to see where this face is. Kind of a beard and a face situation. Very cool, very cool. So now for this yoga practice, or this dance practice, I'm in pajama shorts. I don't have my mat out. It's really hot and sunny outside. I thought September was about to be like, October. We're all the way in November. Whatever, it still feels like September then. I thought November was gonna be like, woo, we out in the cold, like sweater weather and chills and whatever cold weather prep I was preparing for the day. Woo, I can feel it. Like, let me not be in the sun too long without sunscreen or I'll burn. One of the first things that I learned when I started a yoga practice was something we take in dance practice as well, but dance is not necessarily the environment focus. It was to actually just take inventory of the surroundings. So one of the first things that you can notice is the temperature of where you are. So I mentioned before, like women in West African dance being discouraged from sweating. Like, don't sweat. Don't look like a man. Don't be like machismo. Do it like a flower. And I think that there's a wisdom and a softness in that. The grass is a little bit crunchy. The ground is a little bit soft. It doesn't have the same buoyancy as rain. So these are the observations that I'm making while just surveying. Like, you got it stuck? Grab the other side. Grab the other side. Grab this one. Grab this one. This one. Bring it this way. Come on. My dog's got a knot in this hose. Zoe, come on. Grab here. Grab here. Bring it this way. No. This way. This way. Zoe, listen. Look. Zoe, look. This way. This way. Zoe, come this way. Come here. Grab it. Got it. Got it. You got it, Zoe. Come this way now. Grab it. Grab it, Zoe. Come this way. Grab it. Grab it. Grab it. You don't want to grab it from me? Now, good. Come this way. Come this way. Zoe, come this way. Grab it and come this way. Grab it. Come this way. Zoe. Come. Just... Zoe, you're fighting it for no reason. You're knotting it more. Zoe, no. Come with me. Walk with me. Walk with me. Walk with me. Work with me. Work with me. We're going to go this way. We're going to go this way. Good. We're going to go this way, Zoe. Come on. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Zoe, come. Follow me. Yeah, drop it. You're the one that is trying to get it off of being around my ankle now. Not that way. Not that way. This way. Zoe, this way. Go this way. Come on. Good. Close. Almost. Come on with me. Come on with me. Come on with me. Come on with me. Come on. Got it. Awesome. Yay. I wanted to show this. There's a painted sculpture thing that I did want. I didn't sculpt it, but I painted this pot and it broke. Something fell. It just was broken one day. It like goes on top like this. And I painted like a little text in there for her to read. Very idolatrous of me. Very... My mom got a statue and the first thing that was in my heart was like, why are we still buying idols? And then love was in my heart saying, let them love. Like, I don't... Whatever my family needs to cope, they need it to cope. So if it's toys and idols, then that's what it is. So I built my own idols. So this is a tree. And I just don't want it to be like an Asherah pole or Jeremiah. So it's not. It's a technique called arbor sculpture. So arbor sculpture is the braiding or weaving together of living plants. Oh, hello, look at this wasp. Look at that butt. Look at this giant... I can't zoom in? Oh, this... Oh, shit. Y'all see it? Look at it. It's got such a tiny waist. If that's a waist or abdomen. Is this a bumblebee? It's got yellow and black. And it's just eating at this dandelion. Like, we call bees the pollinators, but whatever this guy is, he's a beast. He looks like a Tesla of a wasp. It looks like the waist is so small. Here's another one. Hey guys, you guys want to do an interview? Okay. So stay still for yes and move for no. Does that one work? Okay, stay still, yes. Hi there. I'm Larry D with Organic Somethings. Just wondering, how long have you been a wasp? Oh, that's not a yes or no question, is it? Did you come from a larvae? Uh-oh. No? Are you guys lying and tricking me by moving? Oh, spiderweb silk. Careful. Y'all see that spiderweb silk too? I've been wanting to catch spiderweb silk on camera for so long. Like, it becomes such a sight in the eyeball. Like, there it is. And it's hard to get it to focus on the camera. I'm like, where's the baby spider though? It's coming towards me. So this is an example of pleaching. It's braided together dandelions and a fishtail. And the other option that I have for it Why will my live end in 4:59 if I was literally just talking? They don't like the point of view shot because TikTok says show your upper body. So I always feel molested. I feel like TikTok tries to stripper me. Take off your clothes, do a trick, show your upper body. And I think, for what? To hypnotize people. And so these are strawberries. This is the angel trumpet. This is rumored to have killed people. It has flowers that are poisonous to humans, but it grows like a bell that's facing down. And there's rumors that men used to fall asleep underneath angel trumpet tree, and if you fall asleep underneath one, that you wake up unalived. You guys know what I was gonna try and do? A TikTok safe version of the scriptures that mention the dead. For you have unalived in your trespasses rather than dead in trespasses. So there's something about the word dead that I find interesting. Here's some more pleaching, 3 African violets or 4 together in like a fishtail braid, very tall. Here's some more pleaching, 3 African violets or 4 together in like a fishtail braid, very tall. Dandelions get Dandelion is an invasive species. So also are these purple leaf ones. These purple leaf ones in Florida are a weed, and in Georgia are marketed as like a home botany plant. So there's an elm tree. It's now like the sacred elm, but it's one of the things that I don't know how to just leave it on the earth here. I feel like it's something for someone else to see. But it's an elm tree that I braided. I started braiding it in its youth. So here's elm tree from afar, a little afar, medium close up of the elm tree. And it's got 3 kind of main branches now. So I'm gonna go in to zoom it and show the first braids that I had. So the first braids that I did grew into the bark. So you can see it right here. They were very young. It was still tender. And then about a few months ago, maybe 1 month ago or so, I decided to come out here and start braiding all the branches. Is that Green Wizard? What's up, Green Wizard? Welcome to the green section of the Organic Somethings Live, where I look at the tree that I pleached. So pleaching is the braiding or weaving together of branches from a living tree. Oh, some of it's coming out. I wonder if I can reach it. It feels like a daughter whose hair I have to do. And not to say that I have to do it. I'm very, very organic, very natural when it comes to hair care or plant care, to just let it grow. But I couldn't resist just to do it, especially after I researched what pleaching was. Oh no, I broke a branch. So that should heal back into the other branches and fuse together. So my testimony is ecstatically excited because I had a missing vertebra disc in my lumbar spine, and it was a really bad spine injury. It took me out for like almost a year of moving. And it healed on its own. The spine bones, the 2 bones in my vertebrae fused together. So I'm looking at, this is a really nice picture. I haven't taken it before. So this is either a Siberian elm tree or a Chinese elm tree. Either way, my mom So this is either a Siberian elm tree or a Chinese elm tree. Either way, my mom and neither did my brother. And it's growing into a tree. It started as just a little bitty weed in the yard. And then, I don't know, the weeds that grow bark, I never know what to do with them. So now I just leave them. Like this bush I braided while it was like still a little bit alive. It turned into a wasp colony, and now all of the wasps have gone. So this is another peach tree. Some of it was dead, and I just braided the dead in with the living. It's a giant thorn. So here's a giant thorn. You guys see the thorn? They're like huge. So I saw it in Woman King first. Woman King, I don't know, some movie on Netflix with Viola Davis where she's like a Candace or a Kandaki. Candace is supposed to be a rumored to be ruler class of all queens. Like the Queen of Sheba is a Candace or a Kandaki. And she's mentioned in scripture, but I guess of Ethiopia or Kush, that had all women succession of the monarchy of this realm. And then I've got my tiny, tiny garden set of pleached plants that are invasive species that I'm preserving for basically the aesthetic value. These have some smell and they're not bad. And then this is the Java bean plant. So Java bean, Chinese plant, started growing in the yard. I had to check what it was. It's very large and takes up a lot of height very fast. Oh look, I might have a Java bean late harvest because I know that I missed the harvest. Let me see if I can get a picture. Flip it and then see. I can't zoom in, but these brown ones over there were all Java beans that came almost out of nowhere. So this one came almost out of nowhere. Where does this want to be? And it's grown so tall. I wonder if I can clip this to the fence and just have an easy Java bean situation. Oops. It smells like coffee. Might be. What else do I have? I said I wasn't doing a showcase today. And then maybe I'll just leave it on this one. Cool. So we see if that one grows back up. So it's been braided. You can see where it was broken, but it's starting to heal. And this tree, it becomes huge. I'm looking at stories of Jack and the Beanstalk because that's what it reminded me of when the plants first came, when they first invaded. Invite the creators to a live match. I don't feel like doing any of it. Oh look, it's all D-League creators. So I don't know if you guys go live. There's like D-list, A-list. I want to call it list instead of league because TikTok lists the order from number 1 to 48,299. Like whatever it is, I'm always in the millions on my list. Or my league. So TikTok is making a real reality of people who believe in whether or not you're in the same league as a type of business partnership of co-hosting. I'd be like, I don't want to co-host. And it says that's why I'm in D-League. Like you have to make a lot of money and earnings for TikTok in order to ascend into the A League or the C League or the B League even. Meaning that people have to give you. TikTok doesn't say that you have to sell your soul and dignity in order to make it. It's a little bit like being a puppeteer, or like I said, like a stripper. Like you want to do the best tricks, you want to have the best lighting, you want to have the best upper body shot, you want to have the best close-up. Because so far, all TikTok does in order to influence content is say that it should be good. And then it tells you to adjust the lighting, so your upper body, keep it active and interesting. And none of those things siphon content. One of the issues that I have with TikTok is that it siphons relationship. Have a relationship with the viewers that you can see. Have a relationship with an audience that you cannot see. Have a relationship with the community standards that are visible for you to watch, but while you're on TikTok Live, you cannot see. So you'll be getting a warning or a violation. I'll probably be getting a warning or a violation. Somehow TikTok still chooses clips that I bash the app on. Probably because even the algorithm knows that they're more interesting. So now it is 1:54. That was my yoga. It cannot be 1:54. Goodness. So that took over an hour. I gave myself an hour to do a little bit of a yoga walk, a painting, and a chair. So it's supposed to be 22 minutes in trance rest. I'm reading the times for where did I go wrong? I didn't say what kind of trance. I kept it on jazz music, and jazz music says put everything in the pot, whatever you got. Yeah, I'm gonna commission a quote for the cell. PM. Come enjoy the night, baby, you and I just wanna ride with you. Your body's my party. Oh, I've got these rolls. Maybe I'll put these on flash sale. So I'm putting some stuff on flash sale. Pardon me, the legendary. What's good? Always finding things in the house. Can you send a heart me? I'd be like, what are they fans for? I don't ask people to become super fans. TikTok tell me to make people be a super fan, and I'd be like, they have to spend money in order to do that. That makes no sense to me. To show your fanship, you have to throw pennies at a person because it costs 1 penny to send a heart me, and you can send them daily. So it's about 38 cents a month to sponsor this grown poor man-child in the United States of America with a mere following of 1,300 citizens of somewhere. For 1 penny a day, you can make this person's superfan grow. So it's a cool little piece of donation. So let me get this picture. These are in panels. There's gonna be a little tender roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a little bit more. Oops. I didn't want to be in it. I owe $84. So let me get $90 into stock. It's 4 feet. I have 2 of them available. Let me say category collectibles. What is derivatives? So the categories of art are either jewelry, accessories, and derivatives, or collectibles. So it's silver, natural crystal or non-natural crystal, jade, semi-precious stones, artificial gemstones, pearl, amber, and millite. I've never heard of millite. They have other options? Oh, they have a lot of options for the jewelry and accessories. You get millite necklaces or rings, bracelets and anklets, earrings, jewelry sets, clothes, accessories, decorations, semi-finished millite. And then for the art category, you've got it's a collectible. Is it cultural, entertainment, trading card and accessories, or sports? Entertainment. Prints and posters. They've upgraded it. Now I feel stupid. A blind box, collectible bags, photo cards, pin bags, collectible backpacks, comics and manga. That's interesting. Figurine statues and bobbleheads, model cars and die-cast toys. And the other option for the collectibles and cultural items is whatever Jianzan is, incense burners and spices. Pottery. I've seen some really cool pottery lives. They have so much pottery that they destroy them if they have a crack in it or a flaw. So there's one, I don't know where they are. They're in China. I don't know how they have so many. It should be like hundreds of crashing pots or crashing porcelain or clay pots kind of thing. Rare stone and stone carvings. Paintings, art. Painting and art as separate. Steel carving and calligraphy. I'm gonna do paintings. Or is it art? And then that categorization can miss or grab a customer. Is paintings not art? Or is art not paintings? What else could art be? It's not gonna be a art though. It's gonna be a painting. So whatever it is, I feel like the art of a style that I set is already in motion. So it's hard to find an art out of that. Meaning all of the paintings that are a part of this art season are like, they're not a set where they're set together, but they are in the same artistry. Where my work 5 seasons ago is in a different artistry. Customize a name, a scroll. And it's like 1.5 feet, and that's 18 inches by 4 feet, and that is 48 inches. Front and back. I'll just say custom painting. And then I wish I could add these to the store and let this be all I have to add in order to publish it. Keep it on the store. So these are, I also end up voicing to TikTok my prayers, my dreams, my customer service complaints, because they can find all of my violations and reports, but they can never have a button that says customer service. I'm not a paying customer of TikTok. I pay with nothing. I come here like it's an office job. I show up and then they offer money. They offer incentives. They offer campaigns. They're very like an abusive spouse. They keep asking me to do the better work without telling me what good work is. And the work that they keep promoting to me is not content. It's talk about content. It's how to get live on the FYP page, how to go viral. Going viral does not mean that something is content worthy. Going viral can be a phenomenon of disdain, of shock or awe or terror. And it's usually from the spontaneity of things that they're not considering it art. As in, the fascination with TikTok is that people don't think that they're doing anything deep. I don't think I'm doing anything. I think it's very deep to be able to watch someone else's photography, videography, cinematography, and film. And then to feel comfortable with yourself or to feel good about yourself after being bombarded with the best of someone else's life. Or the worst of someone else's life. Like when you see the worst of someone else, it's on TikTok, and it usually still is pretty good. It's a strange phenomenon of these artists who wouldn't call themselves artists because what they do is videos or edits or reels is what it's called. Maybe I just grew up so long ago that a reel used to mean it's a sample of what you can give. So like a dance reel goes through the sample of what is given, and you would give it to like an audition or to a producer or to a TV show. A reel would be a sample commercial for an actor to say, here's the reel of all the things that I appeared in. Now a reel is like, it's the appearance itself. You have to have the good beginning, middle, and storyline content in order for people to be able to follow it. I'm of the idea of the content challenging the art of entertainment. So in the art of entertainment, there's a lot of suspension of disbelief. TikTok tries to maintain it while eliminating it at the same time. So suspension of disbelief is what happens when you enter into a movie scene and maybe somebody is flying in the first scene. So if you watch a movie, what's good, Official Uba and Dakota, if you watch a movie and somebody's flying in the air, usually what happens is if you know that that movie is Harry Potter, you suspend the disbelief of people flying, or you suspend the disbelief of witches or magic in order to watch someone do something that is completely fictitious, completely acting, and completely separate. So the fourth wall is a barrier between the audience and whatever it's happening on the stage or the presenter. I come from art theories of schools in postmodernism that says eliminate the fourth wall. TikTok has that. Whenever I try to break the fourth wall, it'd be me trying to give the audience an interview like, how are you today? What have you done? Are you well? Checking in, just checking in to my strangers. But the fourth wall, it can be used. It's a very powerful Like Nara Smith has a good fourth wall. For an example, someone that's like in the big TikTok spotlight, meaning she does not acknowledge the audience at all in what she's doing. It's almost like they're not there. And then she gives you a little talk to the camera, to the audience. But for the most part, while she's doing the work of cooking, it's very fourth wall, like protected, doesn't have to give back to someone yelling at her or calling her out. The live experience that I have is that anything can come through the fourth wall. TikTok informs us when you come in. So that little, it's like a small anxiety or attention. Thank you for the lights, by the way. To what I am calling the crowd. So in biblical teachings and scripturology, Jesus addresses a crowd of thousands, hundreds, 12s, whatever it is, addressing these different size crowds. I think of it as like it's a mental complex of performing for the stage or performing for a theater. And the rules of stage and theater don't work the same in film and in a live stream. Like TikTok wants to protect the preciousness of the live and say that if you go inactive, and I don't know what they describe as inactive because it gives it to me all the time. Every time I flip the camera and I'm actively showing something that I'm working on, TikTok says like your live will be ended due to inactivity. I can be talking with someone on the live like this to a person in the chat, and TikTok will still say inactive, need more socialization. The socialization is a little bit hard because it feels like I'm working at a brothel or something. Like, come, watch me do my trick. Do you want to give me a penny? Do you want to give me a heart me? Do you want to give me some likes or a galaxy? And that's what it feels like being on the TikTok live all the time, because TikTok encourages it, because TikTok makes money. So I'm here to preach against TikTok, to say that it's an unfair wage. TikTok is giving me 30% and bragging about it. You've leveled up to 30% of your rewards, meaning if you send me a penny, I get 0.38. Like I need 38 whole pennies before I can see a percentage of the cut. And then when I start talking about it, TikTok pushes the live to people to say that maybe people should know that the reason TikTok was supposed to be banned is probably because it's slave labor. Because I make at about a good, excellent week of the live, $10. And I go live every single day for 1.5 hours. TikTok tells me I need to go live more. TikTok says you need to be better at it. You need to be swinging out of the park and hitting the ball in the home run. And I just don't know how that's going to be like that. So whatever it is, there's a womp womp. But the idea of the $10 thing, I say I don't need the pressure of making money. Making money does not make content. Making money makes a race, makes it a small spectacle of victory for those that make money. Like, I'm proud of them. Amen. What I'm not proud of is however it is that they talk and deal with the audience as customers. Okay, come on in, guys. Y'all better like the live. Y'all better send me them gifts. Y'all better send me the lives, like the live, share the live. And TikTok says encourage it. Encourage them to share and like. And I think that's not natural. That's not really organic. I prefer organic reach, meaning if you are compelled to share the live, it will be compelling enough for you to know that that's an option. If you are compelled to like it, well, maybe people don't know that you can tap the screen to like it, because TikTok doesn't say that. Like, there's all of this that I have to look at, and it says unlock live. This person has 0 of his 1 subscriptions or his hats. Why am I watching the D League move around? Why is it telling me who's popular? And then it tells me how many people are in it and how many people are in my fan club but have or haven't shown up. So for some estimation, my fan club is about 80 members, but only 3 are active. And then a nice 38 lives. And then it tells me when Gary of TikTok sent a universe to Angel Baby. So it's like a strange, like, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of March of Dimes, where people raise money, like group funding, but they get to brag about how much money they raised. TikTok has a grab and bag grabbing board of a gift gallery that if you fulfill someone's gifts, they get a reward. All of the gifts cost money, but TikTok is like seen as a free site, and all of the in-app purchases are what make the site move. So I'm a low coiner, I'm a poverty pauper. I don't know how to say it proper, of being socialized in a way that I'm well taken care of. I have daily bread, of things that I have spiritually, very wealthy. In economic terms, still very wealthy, can eat, can get a bag, can do things. But of the TikTok essence of where that money goes or how, I don't believe in paying TikTok to promote things that they can do for free. So TikTok can put anybody on the spot, on a star line, and push and promote their things for free. But TikTok tells me in order to go viral, I have to light the flame and pay $19. For views? That is strange currency. Like, so TikTok is making the excellence be about money and pushing out those who spend the more money, so that only the things that people see are people who are spending the money in order to make the money. And I'm having an issue with that, where I took off from work early again today because I have a new gig as an AI trainer. These people are awful. They're trying to train me into their insider tradings. There's like 5 companies that have done this now with me, and they have the same formula. A recruiter who I don't know and doesn't say where they got my resume messages me. Then that recruiter sends me to like a manager or a trainer in Telegram or WhatsApp, and then that person has to guide me through a workstation, and I have to go now into the workstation on my own. First, they're asking for likes, meaning if you like this video, you'll get $5. And the tasks are set 1 through 10, and they're spread out over 10 hours in the day. So you can only complete the task within 20 minutes that the task has been given. After that 20 minutes, the task is done. If you didn't do it, you didn't do it. But it's supposed to add up to like $200 a day for liking things and for subscribing to things or for just looking at the apps. I think the coolest one was one where you just have to look at the app and it's $5. But once I realized it's like jumping through hoops, then all of my screenshots are send me the screenshot, send me the screenshot, send me the screenshot. And then they come to the money of the insider trading part where, oh, in order to do this next lucky mart or lucky market, you have to buy Bitcoin from your own wallet and then deposit it in this other account. I'll give you the name of that account now. It's Elephate and the Mercor organization. So Mercor is doing a lot of AI training, but these people are convinced that in order for their customers to thrive, that this is what they need. So it's like Lionsgate, Universal Pictures, Apple, YouTube, and they say that that's who their clients are, that are paying for people just to look at the app to drive traffic to apps. It is it's manipulating a free market. It says that there's a free market that is organically driven by reach and how people find out about things. These are people who feel like their works are not proliferated enough, don't get enough promotion, and so they're paying now outside companies to do that. What I'm finding is odd about the Bitcoin trading is that it's moving money or washing money from a manager to a trainer to the trainee or the employee, that's me, in a way that I don't think I would even know if the trainer that trains me would have to know about what the system is in order to be a cognition in it. Cool. Well, just 3 minutes. Just a guy. I've seen you in here before. And Booney. Hello, welcome. Adam. Otores Kokoi. Ragablis. Oh, I was going to sing something. I read the journal for the day. So I sing read to get through difficult texts. This was in May. And then I say, I don't want my writing to be wasted. So I try to make it turn into something. But what I'm thinking is that it's an inner value or an inner dialogue that says writing for me isn't worth anything. Because I can always do it. It's like in my back pocket. I think reading, very different. Reading, I find it requires an active participation. Writing is a little bit, it's taboo to me these days because of the idea of automatic writing. So allegedly, I don't know, one time in my life I researched it, and there's a lot of Christian theology that's against automatic writing. It says that it's demonic. It says that you can channel spirits or channel something else, and that is what moves your pen. My version of the best theology I can give is that that's the yoga that's trained in the United States K through 12. Penmanship, writing, we used to have cursive. Cursive is a curse. to learn. Like, it's really, I don't remember how I learned it, but did you learn cursive in school? I'm not sure who that is that's in the live, but this is the fourth wall situation. It's a very transient community of people that come in, and there's never any way to get them in on the same minute. So when I'm doing it, I whatever TikTok say, you need to have a 15-second spiel and say it every time there's somebody new. And I'm like, what record player am I on? I like writing with my hands and showing things and demonstrating. I'm very like an active kind of person. What is it? Kinesthetic learner. So putting my hands down leaves me in overwhelming sadness. I'd be like, ooh, I just want to talk with my hands and move and demonstrate and have like a thing. But whatever it is of TikTok, I didn't prepare a 15-second spiel, and I never did because TikTok is giving me homework. TikTok keeps asking me to jump through these hoops, like, keep going, be encouraging, be happy, you're doing great, congratulations. And then I think, I don't know, TikTok, I'm giving to this like I'm showing up at a desk job, and that's a benefit to TikTok. I'm just showing up. I believe in just showing up for the cause. TikTok be encouraging, jumping through hoops, having the design, having the light, having the da-da-da-da-da, be the good photographer, be the good spokesperson, be the good model, be the good. And the things that I think of that are good, they're usually so vain and superficial that I can't imagine giving them to the app. So the true meaning of the fourth day of the meek. So I'm introducing a new calendar for the next 40 days. It is a 9-day meek. So I'm calling it a meek instead of a week. And it runs adjacent to the Gregorian calendar, makes room for observation of a lunar calendar, but separated the months into 9 days of a meek. And that equals, it's different than the Bible of 6 days on and then 1 day of rest. My 1 day of rest spans 4 days. And then my work days span 5 days. So it's taken from the business week that does 5 and 2. And I thought that it would be more beneficial to have 4. Like, I watched my parents work all their lives, and my grandparents work these Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, not 9 to 5, like 6 to 6 kind of jobs. And I think that it's just not, it's not restful. It's not like constructive rest. It doesn't give enough liberation. So to liberate, and I've had problems with the Gregorian calendar before because all of the names of the month come from pagan names. So I was all scared, like, I don't want to say Janus for January. February doesn't have one. I don't want the Ides of March. Oh gosh, I'm a May baby. So whatever the maypole or the mayflower is. These things of December is number 12, but that means like 10 in Latin. And you can just read of October, November, September, these numbers lining up to just be 10 months. So it's 360 days, my calendar, instead of 65. So it adds 5 days every leap year. And the leap years are in 5 instead of in 4. And then the day span is about the same. I think the day span is like 2 or 3 days. It's 54 hours of the day that I divided. So I was working on Toy Roses last year. Oh, this one is sunny. It's Monday. It's Deep Improvisation AXH Studies. That's studies with the Z. Memo number Nike check. Date for October 24. How am I in October already? Oops, I wrote the date wrong. Maybe I was time traveling and ended up in October. 6:12 a.m. Am winded. I'll highlight 30 minutes of working out. Lounge. They're lounging leap with a tiny jump in parallel. 8 in and 8 turn out. Love. Restored lap 5. I use the Rihanna album to fuel my frustration with absurdity and vanity of it all. My cousin Juan Rosales asked to buy an extra large photo art. I asked him what size and where to. No response. The sun rose. I am not a man, woman, nor am I a woman, nor am I trans, like you say. Mixed reviews, taking time and preparatory materials for service as without cost display. Service as without cost. I want to be able to display art without it being like a cost to meditate on it or to get a deep meaning of it. I want it to be like a little lower investment for the perceiver. 7:25 a.m. The sun rose. I am not a man, nor am I a woman, nor am I trans, like you say. Mixed reviews, taking time preparing materials for service without cost display. 12:24 p.m. Forgetting Kevin A. Brown by his name. A deeply perplexing circumstance, conjuring up all kinds of emotions, coherent thoughts, and arguments about what precondition I need for my post-admission, post-graduation, for my record of true submission. Passing kings and queens and lords and bishops, cold marks the sky high, zooming in right by, on the highway to line breaks and graffiti, a distinct style to take homage to the knee. I don't get greedy. This is a sanctuary pretext, cautionary pretext, just to justify another warning from the holy and unholy land, and just as plain as wars. Don't be greedy, a reminder to the needy. Bars and meters late recognition for October 24. 12:37 p.m. I set a few destinations, and now I'm on course toward one slick beat of palm to concrete, masterful poetry, magnificent story, hierarchy well supplied by following the logic of wisdom denied because I let it in slips and ad nauseum to garner some kind of option for the violence that she must now endure rather than thrive. In the lengthening of joy and peace and pleasure that is charged to God's account in accordance to his treasure, to his promise through his word, and always instruct, even those signs like 1:24 p.m. without a clock face is a digital type of reading at my pace. I'm letting relations without intent witness or governance or other type of progressions, chiefly my first offer by a blockchain NFT sponsor, by starting with one digital file of the artwork for now with the intention of an auction to buyers in the 10,000 to 26,000 profit range. I remember his Facebook message being kind and generous, and Andy Walker, digital artist on Discord. GG Open Sempro. C Pro. Oh, OpenSea, the pro version. NFT collaboration is off. That guy never responded back because I didn't have the money to mint or to make the NFT an NFT. 4:36 p.m. I'm disgusted. Nope. I'm digesting McDonald's with a milkshake and sweet tea, wondering if I should keep the rhymes in meditation and free myself up to dedication. Ooh. Then I wrote the date wrong again. So I'm pretty sure I wrote the 5th. Let me see. Don't rush me, I'm sailing, a place unnamed, a memory stained by obligation to be there instead of here. At earth I heard a hand above the high heavens, lifted sternum unswerved, setting aim to center a chest. Sturdiness and balance during a set of head and neck rolls up and down while around. Seated, maintain an upright position. Some inspiration comes as commands ignition. Tonight, a narrative example. These bursts of songs that don't word themselves, imagine as a potential portion for myself, allotted to be chosen at random rather than by nursery rhyme, natural grand design, working in tandem with the spiritually enlightened. Thinking that presumes an intelligent, ever-present essence to function to sustain a device such as rhyme, and cancel all the worst. Cancel all the conquers, the recreational habits I obey. Heard my voice and charm, and outward body seem to say, he say, she say, see spray. What day say, hot day, gossips on sale like love. A brethren is going out of style. Cool. So I didn't wear my shirt, so then I'm thinking 6 o'clock live is going to be a uniform thing, and then I keep doing the same thing over. And then if I do a midday live, it'll be like a free play. Cool. It seemed like a small task. It's actually becoming very large. It's hard to read that much. So I'm just reading the journal from my last year, like looking over the last year, like what was I able to do or not do? And it's day by day. It's hard. It'd be hard to write every day, I think. Can I make it to the end of the page? It's impossible for me to make it to the end of a page.
You know I can. I told you I can't get to DCPDS.
So this is like my text of what it is that I've done, how I did it, who I did it for, with.
What's her name?
Smooth on Sundays, barefoot dancing in the grass.
Mary Clark or the other Clark?
Cool through the loneliest of days.
Yeah, I can't get in DCPDS from the house at all.
You. I want to be you just a little bit. For ladders, waterproof examples of the little hit.
Oh, the CPOL?
And losing interest or fuel.
No, I might not even have access to that.
Neo-soul kintsugi improvisation as a school.
Let me see.
Alachua County folk, we don't really sing. Set a pattern after pattern of sketching, filling, outlining. As if occupying space and hunger to be responsible. Overseeing something pleasant being made without clothes. References anything seen apart from human engineering, marked by straight lines. Marketing and sign design, basic perpendicular standing, graphic icons and lettering. I find compositions lead to a host of ways for easily arranging elements to indicate a face in all of these instances. For example, as are indicated with a blocky rectangle, brows, a nose, and a length of vertical space and a mouth, a horizontal line. And 2 4 rectangles as teeth. So that's cool.
I got one, but it's the one where you got all the red marks in it.
I got 35 likes. Oh man, what a crowd. So now I can blame the crowd. It's like a wind of something. It's a wind of the electronic age. It's still labor trafficking. Like, I still want TikTok to choose this as the highlight. TikTok is labor trafficking individuals who are too young to know their worth. There's no amount that you could pay me to do what some of these other people are doing. So I'm here, TikTok. I'll see you guys later. Have a good, I'll go to 3 minutes.
And I gotta go to Empress.
Let me see what I can do in 3 minutes. On the mat. Let's go to the mat. Temporary and library and rule. Cool. Let me see. I like this sunny spot. And I guess I'll get my corpse pose in. Boom. I roll out the mat. See, and then it takes like a minute to get to the floor. So whatever it is, if no one sees me get to the floor, I'll be in a nice position. Let me look at where this phone situation need to go. To hell. The phone can go to hell. I'd be so tired of recording. And I've got an iPhone, like, right? So user-friendly. Is that the mat that you can see my head? Nice, lovely. Let me just write out the rest of this battery life. So I don't want too much of a sweat. This is yoga for back posture. So I'm just gonna pull these up to my thighs to get a little pressure. Awesome. How do I get to the floor? Good question. I'm gonna take a knee. Boom. Take a knee, swing that leg around, hit the floor, come up a little bit, And let's find a nice, happy, reclined on the back corpse pose. Hi, Zoe. Mwah. Mwah, mwah. So I'm going to keep the eyes open, or try to, just for 10 breaths. Breathing in and reaching taller. Breathing out. I'm going to close the eyes because the sun's in them, but still keep the eyelids open, or the eyes open in a way that you can perceive the light that's coming through the eyelid. I'm going to try to get my fingertips to open just a little more from the palm, a little more, a little closer, and then get them onto the mat. And I'm going to try to feel the weight of the fingertips fall. My toes are facing the right and the left wall as the hips are turned out. I think that was like 6. On the exhales, I'm trying to press my lower back right here. Instead of having that raised where it doesn't touch the ground, to press the belly button towards the spine. To give that some help, I'm gonna go ahead and place my left hand on my sternum and my right hand on my stomach. And then take a few breaths here. I'm a little wide, my elbows might fall off the mat a little bit. Cool. So I'm gonna place my toes pointing towards the ceiling so that my feet are on the heels. And I'm gonna give a little rock. So to rock the feet back and forth like this until you can feel the rock all the way in the back of the head. Like the head is saying yes, 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 yes. And then I'm gonna do circles with the right foot toe. Actually, let me wait for circles. I'm gonna swing the legs open, in with the toes. And then windshield wiper them. Cool. I'm gonna slide my feet from the hip, slide the heels into a butterfly, then into an inverted table chair, and then I'm gonna shoot them back down. Boom. Fall open flat, drag them up, close them, shoot them out. Open, up, in, shoot out. Open, up, in, shoot out. Open, up, in, shoot out. Now up and fall. And push them out. Up and fall. Push them out, return. And up, fall, and out. Up, fall, and out. Up, fall, and out. Nice. So we're gonna dry those in one more time. And then I'm gonna try to make a reverse table. So the first thing I'm gonna do is lift my hands as if my palms were pressing the ceiling. Once I feel a little reach in that, I'm gonna turn the palms to face each other. So think of like pinky to pinky, middle, ring to ring, middle to middle, index to index, thumb to thumb, of feeling and harnessing the energy that's in between both of the hands. It starts to feel a little heavy. I'm gonna reach up with the shoulders and then drop them back down. Reach up through the fingertips and the shoulders, drop them back down. Up through the fingertips and the shoulders, drop them back down. I'm gonna raise the knees so that I'm in just a little bit of like modified boat / modified table, inverted table. And I'm just gonna hold this here for about a minute. I'm thinking of my knees, let me just press them together. And imagine pulling the hands closer to press them together. Keeping the shin parallel with the ceiling and the thigh perpendicular with the floor. The arms perpendicular to the floor and parallel to each other. Hi, Bumblebee. Oh, Bumblebee came and sensed the energy in between my hands. Like, that's so cute. So I'm going to extend these legs into legs up the wall and just place the hands down and use that to give some of the resistance. And just drop one, bring it up, drop one, bring it up, and drop them both. Boom. Now I'm ready just for a few set of like yogic crunches. So I'm gonna roll these shoulders back because I still feel some upper back that's not connected to the floor. So thinking of dancing, yeah, just follow me. Up the hands, to back of the head, and then where they're knotted. And back down. I'm gonna rise, looking at the ceiling just to lift my shoulders off the floor. And back down, and that's one. Now I'm gonna look through my legs, up, and that's two. Look to the belly button and raise up. That's three. Look to the right. That's four. Look to the left. That's five. Lift the feet to floating in parallel with the ceiling, and then lift the chest. Woo. That's six. Drop the left leg, keep the right leg where it is, and then touch the elbow to the left elbow to the right knee. 7. Gonna switch, then flip the legs. Right elbow to the left knee. 8. Got lovely legs up the wall. 9. And then this next one, we're just gonna ascend into boat. 10. I like the palms together in boat, but I've seen it perform with the palms up. So I'm gonna give the palms up and have a little bit of the toes, the ankle reaching through the toes on the other side. So I'm just gonna give a little bit back and then take a little bit in. Ooh, there we go, a little bit more on the tailbone. So I'm gonna move my arms to the left of the body, move my legs to the right, and again bring it in, and then take it out. And then back to center, and then bring it out, and take it in, and back to center. I'm gonna bring my knees into my chest, take a little rock, and place the knees on the forehead. I'm gonna lengthen the legs into a plow. I'll take the left leg and let that drag me down. Nice. Let's get some hip drops or knees dropping to the right, and just a little pulse onto the left leg at the diagonal towards the bottom of the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Collect. 1, 2. Drop left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and collect. 2, 3, 4, and curl into a little ball. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to sit. Then I'm gonna look around me to the floor, get a little seated twist, then look towards the wall, and then look towards the upper diagonal. Then let's try this with the other side. Looking to the floor, looking to the wall, and then looking to the back diagonal. Woo! You can feel that, baby. So I'm gonna dive into the floor, set my thumbs at my nipples. That's this mark that I use. And my forehead to the ground. The tops of the feet are on the ground. And I'm trying to get most of the body just to lay. I'm going to extend my arms into prostrate. So this is obeisance, or laying prostrate. I'm going to lift my head and put it back down. Lift my head and put it back down. Lift my head, put it back down. Lift the head and slide the arms to that position of the nipples. Keeping the elbows tucked in back, I'm going to flip my feet so that the toes are on and they're pressing into the ball of the foot. I'm going to take a deep breath, and for 4 counts on the exhale, I'm going to rise up into plank. When I make it to the top, I'm just going to lock my shoulders back into a little bit of the curve, and I'm going to push into downward dog. Push. I'm going to walk the feet out a little bit. And then try and find table. So I spread my feet just a bit about where the hands are. Bend the knees and arrive in table. So this can be done on the knees or on the feet. I'm going to go ahead and try. I'm going to lift the right hand in front of me and the left leg behind me. And then bring it back. Lift in a straight line. The left hand, I'm using the ground to slide off so that it becomes like a rocket. And the left hand forward, right leg back. And then try that a little bit. Then same arm, same leg. Oops, I fell. Yay. That means I'm trying to fly. So a little easy on the takeoff. Boop. Mwah. Boop. Wah. And then boop. Oops. I'm gonna press up onto the toes. And this one I like as just like a good myofascial in the back. And relax. And lift the left arm and the left foot. I mean the left arm and the right foot. And balance. 2, 3, 4. Back down. 1, 2, 3. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back down. Ah. Cow. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. That's cow is moving the head and the tail close together like this. And cow moves the head and the tail. Cat moves the head and the tail close together like that to get the opposite of the curve of the flexation of the spine and then a nice curve of the spine. So don't forget to include the head and the tail. So from standard table, inhale the cow, exhale to cat. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. 2 more. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. Cool. I'm gonna shoot the feet back, a little wider this time on the feet, and just perform 1 plank up. So it's chaturanga style. So we're gonna go down, 2, 3, 4. Keep the hips low, raise the chest and the head. 2, 3, 4. Push, to downward dog. Ready? 1, bend the knees. 2, straighten the knees. 3, 4, left leg up. 2, turn out. 3, 4, and hit, 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 back. 2, 3, 4, bring it in, shoot it out. 3, turn it out for 4. Hit, 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 hit. Back. I'm gonna walk my hands back, walk my feet up to my hands for a forward fold. 5, 6, 7, 8. Grab behind the knees and relax the head. Let's shake the head. No. Shake the head. Yes. Finding sturdiness and stability in the heels. I'm going to shoot the knees forward. Let the hips come down for the ride. Keep pressing the knees forward into a roll up. Head's the last thing to rise. Cool. Awesome. What am I going to do now? No viewers? Well, thanks for joining me for today. I'm working up to mountain. So from the mat, facing like what's one of the front corners, feet in parallel. I'm just going to turn out. Boom. Have my feet a little turned out. Then turn my arms out so the palms face forward. Boop. Mountain pose to me for today says beaming. Like beams of light, joy, rage, happiness in it. Turn those feet back into parallel. Let's grab the right knee and give it a hug. Then turn it out. Then drop it. Boom. Grab the left knee, turn it in, give it a hug. Give it a hug. Turn it out. Then drop it. Up, in, out, drop. 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 Up and turn out. Then turn it in. Then turn it out and drop. Up and turn out. Then turn it in. Don't arch the hip and drop. Keep the hips low. Keep the hips low. Keep the hips low and drop. Keep the hips low. Keep the hips low. Keep the hips low and drop. Cool. So now I should draw a picture of what I just did. But let's work this pettiness. So I'm starting to get the hang of this all-day creation situation. Cool, it's a short roll. Awesome. So I'm going to start with the spray paint. Let me give you guys a look. Awesome. Oh, wow. Zoe got the toy out. I'm going to use the same blue that I used yesterday. Are these the same blue? One is turquoise. So let me give some clouds. A cloud. And then it was a really light sweat, but let me do the turquoise and see if that gives me a different blue. Barely, but it's going to fade into the sunset. And then let me try the turquoise paint and see if that gives me anything. What's good, Calvin? Nice to see you. Uh-oh, Zoe's got the toy. I want to play with her soon. Painting is so stupid. It takes up all my time. That's a lot of turquoise, so I know I'm going to have to... Look at these two different turquoise colors. This turquoise and that turquoise. My good brush. I love this flat tip, fat big old sucker brush. So I'm just going to... Let me see how do I want this to be aimed. To be plain that it's just a yoga mat. Not a yoga praxis. Yes, I do the mat as just, it's pure physicality and rhythm and motion, to me. Cool. Cool. So I've done that thing where you paint the whole thing and then cover it on top of paint. That's a way to let them cook, let the colors cook together. So for this, I'm gonna have just a tiny mat, and this mat is gonna be right here. So this is more into a design of things. So I know my mat has a lot of colors and things. If you're interested in yoga mats, I have them available for $60. I can put them on the store, but you should probably just wait for the store. This is one that I have from an abstract painting from NC-17, and it's from a photo of the painting. So this nice limited edition collector's NC-17 yoga mats, probably going to be on the store next season. So I've got the mat. And then I want to be golden brown, but I'm going to do silver clouds. Silver cloud, silver cloud. And to give it just some juxtaposition of something that's like fluffy and white, I'm going to give it this sort of spray, not spray, I'm going to let it bleed on both sides. Awesome. And then for this one, let's give it some voice. Shoo, whoop, whoop, yip, yip, yip. Whoop, 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 yip, yip, yip. Whoop, 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 yip, yip, yip. So those are ululations from the Mande Empire or Guinea, West Africa in America. Usually it's for someone who's doing very well and they're singing or they're dancing or whatever it is that they're presenting. So just some blues in there. There was a song and an artist that I had in mind this morning. Oh. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. You go back to her and I go back too. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. You go back to her and I go back to black. When you walk in the bar and you dress like a star, rocking your F-me pumps, and the man notice you and your Gucci Badu, trying to be a footballer's wife. All I can ever be to you is the darkness that we've known, and this regret I've got accustomed to. Once we were at a high, waiting for you at the hotel at night. He walks away, the sun goes down, he takes a day, but I'm grown, and in your bed, this blue shade, my tears dry on their own. It was a stormy night, you know the type when the lightning strikes, and I was hanging out with some of my artsy friends like, ooh, 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 the night went on, the night was strong, people growing out to the break of dawn. Incense was burning, so I'm feeling right. I picks my friends like I picks my fruit. My daddy told me that when I was only a youth. I don't walk around trying to be what I'm not. I don't waste my time trying to get what you got. I work at pleasing me 'cause I can't please you, and that's why I do what I do. My soul flies free like a willow tree. Do we? And if you don't want to be down with me, you don't want to pick from my apple tree. And if you don't want to be down with me, you just don't want to be down. And if you don't want to be down with me, you don't want to pick from my apple tree. And if you don't want to be down with me, you just don't want to be down. Down. Just don't want to be down. You just don't want to be down. And if you don't want to be down with me, you don't want to pick from my apple tree. And if you don't want to be down with me, you just don't want to be down. I have a home, and I take it everywhere I go. I'm planting seeds, so I reaps what I sow. You know, I picks my friends like I pick my fruit. My daddy told me that when I was only a youth. I don't walk around trying to be what I'm not. I don't waste my time trying to get what you got. I work at pleasing me 'cause I can't please you, and that's why I do what I do. My soul flies free like a willow tree. Do we? You used to call me on my cell phone, late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone, late night when you need my love. I know when that hotline bling, yeah, that can only mean one thing. I know when that hotline bling, that can only mean one thing. These days, all you ever wondering if I'm out there with someone else. All that's ever wondering, it must be bad for your health. Bending over sideways, wondering if you did it too. I don't ever want to be the one trapped in with you. I have a homie. Where'd you roll me? These are two figures. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Ah. Boop, de doop, doop, boop, boop, boop. Doop. Boop, de boop, de boop, 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 boop. What are these hands doing? I think this is an arm that's down. And I think that these are arms going the other way. And then, so that's my cloud. This is some neck and some, let's give it some hair. So that hair is going to be mixed with yellow. So I've got golden-haired people today. Where the heck are the arms? I think that that's the arm. And that this is the body of a nice, proud, uplifted chest. Let me just give this a nose. And then let me outline this one in red, just so that it matches kind of the top one. Red. Just so that it matches kind of the top one.